So what I need is the ID of the... Hello everybody, so we're doing another live stream. Why not? We thought we could get it, and we're very pleased because we've got Gaz here as well, who's actually, hold on, let me get my right thing. I'm multitasking. So hold on, go back to that window. There we go. We got Gaz. How are you doing, Gaz?
I'm doing good, thank you so much. Yeah, enjoying myself a lot. It's brilliant.
So you got here a couple of days later than us, didn't you? So.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so this is only my actual second day here. I got here, well, actually made it here Thursday night. Managed to catch the last concert of the day, and then this is my second full day. So yeah, it's amazing. So many good things here. And actually, it's interesting, isn't it? Have you talked about the format on the previous stream?
Yeah, a little bit. We talked a little bit about it because it was kind of. It's in some ways very much the same, but also a lot smaller. But the vibe is really good, isn't it? I mean, it's still got a really good vibe.
It's an amazing vibe. Superbooth always has managed to kind of capture this really fine balance between like a music event, a festival, and a trade show. It's this really blurred kind of difference between, it really does feel like an event, much more than just, a trade show sounds a bit cold, doesn't it? A little bit, well, because like last night I was here at this part of the show until about 2 a.m. partying. So, there's that aspect. Oh yeah. So there's that aspect to Superbooth, which I think is really vital. There's so many great conversations going on, seeing all the community's just growing stronger and stronger every year. So just to be back amongst everybody is great, with, social distancing. So the area that I'm in is called the bungalow, and there's a bunch of bungalows here. You can kind of see around, and different exhibitors are in these different bungalows. So unlike a noisy trade show, these little bungalows, they're really nice to go and spend some quality time with some of the cool things that are on display here.
Yeah, it's lovely. When I first went out there, it had been raining and it was a bit quiet. So day one, and I was making the joke that it's a bit like discovering a lost tribe in the woods, because everyone is like humans, someone with a camera, fantastic.
Yeah, right. But weather-wise, I missed the rain, and it's been pretty good actually. So quite pleased about that, because this outside aspect really is new for this year. There's always been like an outside stage, the seaside stage, and some other things, all the food concessions and that sort of thing. But having exhibitors out in these different areas, and there's a few different outside areas as well, is a way, obviously, because to deal with social distancing and whatnot. Yeah. But there's all the benefits of it as well. There's the fact that it feels a little bit like a kind of Glastonbury or something, where you're able to just wander around this beautiful area and find these things that are going on. Gives it an extra dimension, and I'd like to see this return, even if we manage to get through this horrible pandemic. I think it could.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it feels like the site feels like if there were 5,000 or 10,000 people here, all spread out in the woods, it would be so vibey. As it is, it's just because it's not that it's not popular. It's just that it's been very hard to meet all the local restrictions, I think, and that's
Yeah. Sadly, that is something that is we all understand the reason why this is, but there's still been there's a reasonable amount of people here. It's down on previous numbers, but as to be expected maybe. But there's 138 exhibitors here. Maybe is it something like that, Nick? Just don't know if you can hear. I think I might have lost audio.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. It's my fault because I was muttering to the people in the. I was making some off-camera comments. What I've just tried to do is make the live link because we can't really schedule this because it's so. Is it going to work? This works really good. Yesterday was harder, and I think in the building there's less cell network, but this is looking great. This is going straight over your iPhone, and a front-facing camera is looking fantastic. So it's working really good. So yeah, nice. Yeah. So what's in the clearing? We should explain is that this little bit is a sort of a separate site, which is I think what's going on there. If we cut to you, all these little huts are kind of like dormitories for kids to go and have holiday and weekends and sort of adventures and stuff. And they've cleared out obviously all the smelly mattresses, at least in most of the cases, and they've put exhibitors in there. Should we try a bit of a walk around and see how that goes? Yeah.
Let's do. So, well, there's some great exhibitors on this particular part. So let's see who we've got. We've got Surge over here.
Nice.
Yep. And then EO Wave are here. And there's things like this.
Electronics in the woods, got to be a good thing.
Yeah.
Never have too much of that, right?
And then over here, we have my friends from Bristol.
Ah, yeah, Udo,
who've been showing the
the desktop,
which is rather splendid looking.
Yeah, we did. We managed to. We got a video. We got a video with them. George did us a fantastic demo of that. I think we've got top 3 sort of videos. The UDO and the Dreadbox were the 2 big ones to begin with. Dreadbox is probably winning in the charts, as it were. But So what's that over there? Oh, is that Expressive E over there as well? Or is that who's that? No, that's Harkin, isn't it?
Harkin, and we've got a video coming that will be online very, very shortly, where we're looking at, I think, one of the most interesting things that I've seen, which is the Harkin Audio have released the Egan Matrix as a Eurorack module. So keep your eyes peeled for that feature. That'll be uploaded shortly, and that's cool. But also,
is that US? Is that a DSP? Is that DSP then? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's DSP. Yeah, and Christoph here.
Hi, Christoph.
Christoph makes these wonderful things. Again, keep an eye out for our feature. There we are.
The speakers and the resonators. Hey, hello there.
Keep an eye out for our video. That'll be up shortly. And then in this room here is possibly the greatest thing I've ever seen. Do the live stream.
Who's that? Is that Howard Scar at the controls again? Hello, everybody.
Hello. This is
the Osmos. The
Osmos from Expressive E, which I think is my top tip of the show. We're streaming live on Sonic State at the moment. So
hi, folks.
But I mean, that Osmos. The Osmos is just a sensation. We knew it was going to be good, but I think it's exceeded what I even thought it was going to be. I would even go as far to say it's the greatest piece of music technology I've ever experienced. How about that?
I think that I don't think that's an unreasonable claim. It's hard to what it is hard for people who've not seen and played it to kind of take something like that seriously, because you just sort of think, you always say it. But to be fair, we don't usually say that kind of thing very often. I'm not sure I would go there. I think it has the potential to be a real sort of genre changing, because the technology they've put into the key bed is astonishing. The sensitivity is unheard of. You can
place your finger on the key and in an entirely predictable manner, you can apply a little bit of pressure, a tiniest amount of pressure, and it responds beautifully. And as you dig in deeper, it responds exactly as you'd hope it to do. And you can add some vibrato. And, yes, we've seen aspects of this in, the Seaboard and Instrument and some other things. But really, a crucial part of why I think it's a success is the integration of the Egan Matrix software, Edmund Egan, who we just briefly saw there. And that's the same engine, really, that's now been ported across into a Eurorack dual. So why I thought that was interesting then, so that sound engine now exists in 3 very different products. It exists in the Harken Continuum and the range of Harken Continuums, that is. It exists in the module and as the sound engine built into the Osmos. So I think if the Osmos was just a controller like the Touché that relied on third-party things, I still think it'd be great, but it's the fact that there's an integrated synth that is just a perfect fit for that expressivity that the Osmos brings.
And adding to that, I think the price, I think it was like €18.99, which when you consider what you could get for a couple of grand in terms of synthesizer, there's a Summit, there's a Hydra Synth Deluxe. I think that's extremely well. I think it could be more expensive and still be value for money. So therefore, I discussed with them, and I was thinking, well, maybe what you could do is once you've made the technology, you could just do a controller version and have something that would not have the sound engine inside. So you could have the sound engine as a plug-in or run other things along with it. If you did, they're running the train. The train's going. That's the first time.
Let's see if I can find the train. Hang on, I'll run. See if we can see it.
Look, the train.
Oh no, it's going too fast. Oh no. I'm trying to catch it.
Don't worry. I think that's good. I don't want you to trip and break. There it is. We got it. I think what we need to do is possibly find a little. Let's have a pause. Maybe if you could sit down for a bit, because the constant movement is quite difficult for some of our viewers. It's easy to do because the thing is this is all new, isn't it? We've not done this before, and it's the fact. For those of you who don't know, I'm sitting here in our little office with the team. There's Ed's over there. There he is over there, and I'm running this is all the. I was doing Sonic Talks that were remotely, and I'm doing that now. So I'm running the whole Sonic Talk machine from a cloud instance, and I'm just using my computer to control it. And Gaz and myself are both dialing in as callers, and it's pretty damn cool, actually.
Yeah, well, I felt like a toddler going train, trying to get to the train. Right.
We have. Yes. Well, we seem to have I've got all the stuff running, so that's good. So maybe if I can figure out how to get Discord working, that would be cool, because then we can probably bring some other stuff in. So yeah, take a break there, Gaz. Maybe what we could do is I've got some videos queued up. We were talking about the Osmos, so maybe the best thing to do is just play a little bit of that video. I mean, this has already been posted on Sonic, so I'll play that. But just for those, we could take a break while I set a couple other things on, because this is working, so we don't have to panic. So here we go. Yes, I want to say thanks to our sponsors. That's Bitwig and Baby Audio for the show. In the hut with Expressivity and the Osmos, which is an ongoing saga. Obviously, there's been a lot of things out of your control that mean that we haven't been able to see your original launch, but this is a very late model. This is looking really good.
Absolutely.
Where are we?
Happy to hear that. So we're right before the launch of the mass production. There are still some little details that we have to adjust before we can make it happen. So the fact that there were so many supporters who were backing us back in the day at the end of 2019 gave us the liberty to really make things right. So right now we're still only talking about things like making the final finish to the surface around the plastic part of the body, to improving the visibility of the screen when it comes to viewing angles, the feeling of the keys. There's still a little fine-tuning going on that we do together with artists now that we have more prototypes available. But as you can see, there's been a lot of progress since our last video that we did with you, where Guillaume was still...
We didn't have a screen, did we? Yeah, we had a Guillaume in the corner.
There was...
Oops, I've blown it, haven't I? What an idiot. Sorry about that. Let me play. Let me move a bit forward to some playing.
Modular, and make sure to produce that.
Very sensitive amounts of movement there. I mean, that's, I think it's hard to convey this without touching it yourself, I think, but it really, I could... You could take that out of context, couldn't you, that one?
Yeah.
You could hear that all right, could you, Gaz?
Yeah. So the Osmos comes with somewhere over 300 presets or something, and the thing that's quite astonishing is you could just take a single one of those presets, and I typically am not a fan of presets, but with the Osmos, because of the way that you interact with it, it's a very different experience, and literally you could just take just a few of those presets and only use those presets and spend a lifetime learning how to master
them. Well,
transition.
They can transition between so many different states of sound. So who else is in this compound? We've got, did we see Doepfer there at some point?
Oh, I'll go and see if I can find him. Yes, I can see the man. I can see him. I'll go. Let's go and have a quick
there's a treat. We've got Mark Doepfer made it over from the States because he's with Buchla, and they've got something really cool. I don't know if it's actually there. Okay.
Well,
more volume on video. Right.
Here he is.
Where do I look?
We're streaming live on Sonic State.
Oh, hello.
So this
hey,
microphone
Mark.
here, we're gonna. All right. So I'm gonna have to relay. I wonder if...
Yes, you won't be able to hear me, Mark. How are you, Mark? Are you good? Are you well?
Oh, no, I've started the optimizer. Hang on. So, Mark, well, he can't hear you at the moment, so if you want to ask questions, I'll get Mark to respond. But Mark's here at the Buchla stand, and so do you have any questions, Nick? So I can relate to Mark.
So Mark, hold on one sec. Let me switch to my shot. Sorry, it's very. I know that Ed shot a video with you, Mark, on the new easel, which is kind of exciting. Mm-hmm. And when I spoke to you a couple of days ago, you hadn't got your own hands on it yet. So, did you hear that?
Let's go this way. Yeah. Sorry. Say that again. So we've been distracted.
I was just saying that Mark hadn't actually had his hands on the easel yet, but we've got a video coming up. Is it with you in the clearing at the moment, or is it back in the main building?
The new easel.
It's just right over here. It's on our porch, on the porch of the Buchla cabin.
Well, I think
would you like a little look?
Let's have a little bit of a preview, which is a preview before Ed's video will be live, which will be live. It's a priority video, so we are getting there. Oh, nice. So this is more of a boot. This is an easel that is maybe a bit more affordable and accessible for people.
So Nick's saying this is a Buchla that's maybe more accessible and affordable for people. Would that be a fair thing?
It could be. It's definitely more affordable. It's less expensive than the previous one. And as far as accessibility, it has more function. So I guess no. It is as accessible as the easel has ever been.
Oh, cool.
Marketing talk.
How diplomatically put. Well, lovely to see you, Mark. Thank you very much for, and I hope you have a good last day of the show.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
So we'll
There we
have
go.
to get Mark. Mark, we don't get enough Mark on Sonic Talk. I mean, this is a kind of a Sonic Talk. I'm not really sure what this is. It's a sort of mad, slightly kind of crazy. So what else have we? What's going on in the background there? We've got there's a little stage. There's a coffee bar. There's hey, there's Mr. Beats. How are you, Bo? How are you,
say
Bo?
that
You
again?
good?
Yeah, I'm
How
good.
are you? Are
Thank
you good, Bo?
Yeah.
I'm getting very close and personal at the moment with everybody. Yeah. So hang on, I'll pop.
Yes.
Hang on.
Well, yeah. Here, pop that on. Yep. Hello.
Okay, we're going to have a guest appearance. Hey, Bo, how are you doing?
Yeah, thank you. I'm doing great actually. It's been amazing. Seeing people again, seeing
Well,
gas, for example.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, if there's social distancing in your life before, that was just gone completely out the window, obviously.
Oh yeah,
Right there,
The
but,
first, Gas gave me a big hug when I met him. So, but that's after 2 years of not seeing him, that was great.
So, how's the show been for you? How are you finding the Superbooth format? I mean, there's a lot more walking involved, right?
Oh yeah, my feet hurt actually quite a lot. But yeah, yeah, those are my shoes.
There are the feet.
Yeah, no, a lot of walking, but also it's a really nice format. You have the area. You probably already talked about this, but you have your area. It's kind of spread out. It's more relaxed. It's not so intense. It's easier to just sit down and enjoy a synth, on your own terms and be relax a bit, and also have more time one-to-one with the people actually make these instruments, which is the highlight for me, like getting to know and understand also the different design philosophies and stuff like that behind the instruments and the modules and stuff like that. So it's actually been really good.
Absolutely. I would concur with that. Well, actually, Bo is in the same hotel with us, so I was having a chat this morning about culture and collectivism, which was fascinating. Thank you for that chat, Bo. That was great fun.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for indulging
So,
me. And I'm
you're
gonna give it back to Gas and
Okay.
see you guys around.
See you later. Thank you. So, perhaps what we should do is, if you just rest somewhere, we could talk, because there's another video that I wanted to play, and this was one of the first ones I shot, which was with Paul Paul Whittington from PWM.
Oh, PWM.
Which, I mean, I had to go and see it, but PWM in this case, although the synth does have PWM, it actually stands for Paul Whittington Manufacturing, which is also cool.
Yeah.
So let me just play a bit of that video now. Or even play a bit of that video now. I had to come here because it's pwm.com.
I know. I would like to say, Nick, that I did that deliberately for you, but it does have pulse width modulation. But that is kind of Paul Whittington music, or it sort of comes out of that. But PWM,
well, that's fair enough. Yeah. I think we can cope with that. So, what are we looking at here, Paul?
So this is called the Malevolent. It's our first offering. It's a analog synth modular from here to here. Some call it semi-modular, but I don't find that term that useful. It is all on one PCB, but we've got separate modules here, so it is a proper modular synth. It's pre-patched, so the green writing here tells you what is going into each input there. It's kind of logically laid out. Some synths have a bunch of knobs at one end and a matrix at the other end where you patch things together. We kind of like the idea that you can take outputs from here and then decide where they're going, like into there, for example, and then immediately turn the knob to kind of see. So it's a little bit more welcoming, perhaps, to those who haven't used this sort of thing before. I'm
going to do that thing where I say I won't play the whole thing. You can watch that on our Sonic Talk coverage, on Sonic State coverage, because it was one of the first videos we posted. I had a play with this morning, actually, and I just sort of was wandering around. I had some God, it sounded really good. It really did.
It does sound good. Well, the heritage of it is quite interesting, isn't it? Because Future Sound Systems, we're big fans of Future Sound Systems.
Finn,
and Jamie. They made a synth that was like a kit synth. Called the Brunswick. A few years back, and that's the basis of this new synth. So it has real Future Sound Systems kind of heritage. And one of the key aspects of the Future Sound Systems range of modules is a very gnarly, aggressive character, and this synth, well, it's called the Malevolent for a start, which kind of gives you some indication of the intent. But I think it's a fairly competitively priced synth. It's I mean, it has mini keys, but it's got a really nice form factor. It's roughly 19 inches
yeah, they're
wide.
saying he said £500. But that's the retail list price. So it may well be even less than that.
Yeah. So that's So I think it packs a lot of punch. It's got it's got a lot of things that I think are very like modern elements. Like it's USB bus powered and USB-C. It has plenty of patch points. You can patch like velocity from the keyboard, anywhere you want, and the joystick's really interesting as well, isn't it? You go into some detail on the video about the joystick.
He said he wants to make it a kind of performance or a playable instrument. There was something else that I found about it as well. Because it's got an unusual filter, which is a Salon key filter, which I must admit, I don't know all that much. I don't know much about it, and it definitely has a different sound, so that's nice.
Definitely, yeah, and and that could range from like the resonance. It can get quite up there, but when you take the resonance off, then it's actually quite a smooth sounding filter. There's a drive circuit in there as well, so you can really kind of get it sounding tough and nasty. But also, like, you can switch in the waveforms, so you got up to 6 waveforms. Well, 2 oscillators, 3 waveforms each, but you can kind of stack them all together. So there's plenty of wave shaping.
Yeah. And there's and each waveform also has a shape change. So even the sawtooth and the triangle has a shape. Obviously, the pulse width modulation, of course, that makes total sense. So it would have that as well.
Yeah.
So
and we're seeing
one of our top videos, I think. But
100%, really interesting and sort of a little bit unexpected as well, which is quite nice. Now, the Dreadbox Nymphus, which had been teased a little bit prior to the show, has definitely, I mean, I know we mentioned it earlier, is definitely one of the standouts. But one thing I just wanted to mention there is that we're starting to see more bus powerable synths, which I think is a nice.
Yeah, which is okay. Okay, apart from that kind of thing that you get with a USB and
noise
connectivity, you can get that kind of airflow. I just want to point out Native VS in the chat room, if I got it. Yeah, Native VS in the chat room said, cool use Salon key designs until the 80s, apparently. Did not know that. Mini keys, yeah, but. Yeah.
So, can we mention what I think is the other contender for best in show, and that's from the RetroKit RK008, which I had a little play with.
Yeah, that's good.
Today.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's so good.
It's like a kind of. Yeah, it is. Shall I play a video? Would that help?
Yeah, I think so.
This is all that stuff. I use the RKW6. I mean, we know your stuff. It's really nicely designed and in the world of MIDI. But you've got something new as well, right?
Yeah, we have a new thing now. Like, of course, last year was the year of the 6, which we had to do like online. But now we can go back to live with the RK008, which is actually a sort of a basic. Well, it's a mini version of the MMT8. Which was 30 years ago, but we updated it with some more real-time tricks and performance tricks. So it has 8 tracks you can fill up with 16 channels of MIDI. Each track can hold every channel of MIDI, and whatever you record into it, it will also play back. So also pitch bend, control changes, program changes, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like more.
I have to say. The one thing that we didn't realise about that, you can put each track, and I think this was the same with the MMT, you could actually put an entire MIDI file into each track and have like 8, and they would output on multiple channels. It's got two outputs, and it's very cool.
Yeah. You can, so you can mix down. You can do like a bounce. You can bounce your MIDI tracks together into a single track, and it takes the channel information into that bounce as well. So which I think is really interesting. So say you fill it, 8-track sequencer, and you're running short of tracks, bounce them together, merge them, and they still outputting the notes on the respective MIDI channels, although merged into single track. There's a lot of modern features with it that's really nice. You've got swing per track, quantize, well, as you might expect, but like a kind of looper sort of functionality as well, a little bit. And it just is in this really nice, compact calculator style, which lovely.
It's a lovely form. The colours were really vivid on it. I think he's hoping that we'll be able to get that for the final design. It's going to be about €350. I mean, their stuff isn't like the bottom of the barrel cheap by any means, but this looks really nice. I agree. It's a nice looking thing.
And it's something that I tweeted about prior to the show, that if mini jack MIDI, which is something I railed against really, but now it's here to stay. So if this format wouldn't work with MIDI DIN, because it's quite a compact little unit. So I think it's going to be, well, it could be just the ideal thing for so many different kinds of situations, certainly little portable kind of setups, but also in a big rig. It's got the power to drive, a lot of kit. So as he said, each of those tracks can have a full 16 MIDI channels to themselves, which is pretty cool. So
I agree. I think it's going to be a great little thing. Again, what the other thing that's been happening throughout this is because all these people are saying, this is coming, but they've all either, when we ask them, or have said that the shortage of components is really a big concern to a lot of these people. It's really going to be an issue, I think. And lots of people are having to wait quite a long time, so I hope it's not going to be too much. I hope we get back to normal very quickly.
Right, but I mean, it certainly is one of the themes. Every single feature that we've shot, we've heard the same story, and so I think everybody is going to have to be a little bit patient with some of these things which are being announced. That the lead time it might be a bit longer than we'd like, but that's really no fault of the manufacturers. But certainly this is a global issue, and I've heard things about how it's going to be affecting dishwashers and washing machines, and like just domestic units. This isn't just going to be affecting music technology. So it's definitely an issue that will take, I think, a little while to resolve. But don't blame the manufacturers.
Okay.
Don't get.
No, absolutely not. So maybe what we could do is just have a little more look around at a sedate pace. You don't have to run fast. Let's see. And this I have to say though, Gaz, this is working really well. Because my dream for this is we could make this happen in terms of, you could be there, we could have somebody else with a similar setup somewhere else where they might be interviewing an artist, and we could run a show with kind of reporters coming in from different parts of an event like this, and it will make a really good live stream. And this is a really great proof of concept.
Well, I'm just going to just have a little stroll around looking for... actually, someone over here. There's Thomas from Vermona. We've just posted the look at the DRM Mark IV, something close to my heart. I've got the DRM Mark III, and so so that's a video worth checking out. The DRM is certainly a classic. We'd like to say hello to Thomas. Live stream on Sonic Stage.
Oh my God.
We got
I'm so nervous.
Yes,
hello, hi.
You're totally live. Sorry to spring this one in. How are you, Thomas? You good?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Well, how's the show been for you? I mean, I know it's a bit further out. There's a lot more people here today, though, right?
Yes, it's more than on Wednesday and Thursday. Yesterday was good, and today is also a great day. Fantastic. Although the weather is not the best.
No, I think the thing about this is it feels like it's a very important thing to be doing, even though it's not the same. It's important that we all got together and did this and proved that it can be done, and that maybe, you know, next time it happens, there'll be more back to normal and that this event can continue to grow. Because I don't think many people who've maybe seen our show coverage and go to shows, they don't realise how special this event actually is in the calendar, right?
Yeah, yeah. But it's great to see all the known faces, all the people that you know from the shows before, all the other manufacturers, and yeah, it's really good to have something like the Superbooth finally back, and yeah, to have such a festival.
Absolutely. Amen to that.
Okay.
Thank you, Thomas. Lovely to speak to you.
Thank you very much.
I'll
Bye-bye.
switch. I'll switch back to me so that we don't get the indignity of people putting headphones on and off.
Sorry.
So yeah, a lot of fun. So okay, where else are we now? So we go back to you. Yeah, you're back in the room there. The reason I'm not quite so on it at the hold on. The reason I'm not quite so on it is because I'm having to run on this window in front of me. It's a PC in the middle of America somewhere, and on this one is my switching, which means I have to have that window active when I want to switch shots, and the other window active when I want to adjust things like volume. So excuse me, but I just explained. Oh, what's this? This is the I went to see Mr. Doepfer, Herr Doepfer in there.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if you haven't had a chance to check this frequency shifter, he's got a new module, the frequency shifter. It's really, really good. It sounded amazing.
Yeah, they've. Is it 4 new modules that Doepfer are showing? Which is
4 modules and the keyboard, the keyboard that goes in the case as well.
Oh, the case keyboard. Yeah, great. I mean, it's amazing that he's still been able to innovate after releasing so many modules. Obviously, the godfather of modular. And I just have to say one thing. This is my first Superbooth since that I've come to, since I've embraced modular as well. So Superbooth always blow my mind. So my mind is just splattered now, I swear. It's just, I mean, I'm just, everywhere I look, there's just things that are interesting me. And, you know, Superbooth, I sense, it really started as a modular affair, really. But it's so much more than that, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
I would totally agree. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, you know, if modular isn't your thing, there's still just so many things here that could you could find interest in. So I think that's something that should be said. It's a really vibrant and diverse show. Something else that's really nice, and I think it's quite unique in this community, is just how supportive it is. You just don't hear people kind of criticizing other people. Everyone's incredibly supportive. It is pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. It's got a very different vibe to everywhere else, and also because when we go to NAMM or some of the other shows that are designed more from a business point of view, things are a lot more fraught and frenetic. I mean, you know, the team, Rob and Ed and Andy, have done an amazing job bringing this to, you know, you viewers. It's still bloody hard work, but it's been a lot less sort of stressful in terms of worrying about, you know, that kind of thing. Who have you found?
Live streaming on Sonic State.
Oh, right.
Can I just nick you for just a few seconds?
I'll put my ciggy away then. So then. Cool.
Mr. George Hearn, how are you? Yeah, good,
Hey,
mate.
Nick. Yeah,
it's really
good, thanks.
You're still getting the one of the top videos on Sonic from the show. Actually, I think yours is currently ranking 2, but it was number 1 for quite a long time before we shot some other things. But so you did a
really
great
good
demo for us.
That's really good. I just come back actually from doing a little mini German Gesprächkonzert. Okay, just little demo over there. And so if you get a chance to have a look at it, if anyone gets a chance, I think they're putting it up tomorrow. And that was like 20 minutes of just playing, basically like not quite improvised, but like last night I penciled some stuff down on a book and actually did a sort of 20-minute continuous piece of playing. So if anyone gets a chance to see that. But yeah, thanks for coming so early as well. And like, you know, like Sonic State, obviously you've supported us like really well from the beginning, and you know, it's just fantastic. And you know, when you come along, it's almost like lifts the whole mood, because it was like, it was raining and it was quiet and it was muddy.
Yeah, it was.
On day one, and no one was there, so it was kind of you know, Nick comes along with the big light and the camera, and it's like, okay, right, okay, we're starting now.
Let's get the party
thanks
started.
so much.
Right,
yeah.
Where will people find that? Is that being posted on the Superbooth site, or where's that performance you're talking about?
Yeah, so it's on the Superbooth site. So they were doing them on the Superbooth LiveStream, but I think they're not doing that now. It will be on the Superbooth website, YouTube, one of the Superbooth videos. I'm not entirely sure where, but we'll like somehow find the link and share it through channels. But yeah, it was the Callum here was sending people over to the concert, because I was standing there at 2:30 to like an empty empty sort of row, thinking, oh right. But actually a few people came, and it was yeah, it was good. So yeah, it's fun. We brought our new instrument, obviously, and it hasn't broken yet, so it's obviously positive.
Always a good sign. Well, George, lovely to... Oops, hold on, I need to switch back to another page. Sorry, I'm multitasking here. Lovely to hear from you. I think Gaz is going to carry on walking on his way, so I will switch back to my face while you take your headphones off. Cheers, buddy.
Cool. Thanks, Nick.
Okay, so Gaz. Oh yeah, we got Gaz back, so we could go back to the. Let's see, I got it. Yeah. So we've done pretty good. God, we've nearly done 40 minutes. That's astonishing. I can't believe we've actually managed to make this work. How's your battery your battery holding up?
Oh, I think it's okay. I think there's still a bit of life left in it. So what else? Should we have a little look at Surge? So the Surge is obviously a classic synth developer, and this is we'll have a little look at what's going on. I'll just surreptitiously sneak in here.
Yeah, it's all bananas, isn't it, Surge stuff? Is that right? Banana Jacks?
Yeah, it's all... Oh, this is actually in Eurorack. Let me pass you over. I've got Nick Batt. We're streaming live on Sonic State at the moment. Okay. Would you like to have a word?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. He can't say no, really, can he?
Yeah.
That's me. Okay. So, hi, Nick.
Hey, how you doing?
So, so I'm on. Yeah.
You're on.
Hello.
You're live on Sonic Talk.
Yeah.
So you got Random Source are making the Surge. Is it under license, or do you have access to the designs? How's that working?
Yeah, it's not only under license. In fact, Serge Cherepnin himself is part of our team, and he's working directly with us on everything.
Oh, brilliant. So is there new stuff coming up, or is it just, are you kind of working your way through the old designs? I mean, how are you approaching it?
For Eurorack, we have some new modules. It's the variable bandwidth filter. There are 3 iconic classic Serge filters from the catalog from the 80s. It's the variable slope, it's the variable resonance or variable Q filter, and the third one was the variable bandwidth. This one was missing in our portfolio, so now we added it.
Oh, nice.
And then
well, I hope you have a great... Oh, you've got more. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, sorry. Then one module, it's not in production already, but it's a power entry module for our planned Eurorack skiff. So it uses our external Serge power system and comes with an integrated high-end headphones amp. So in future you will have a Serge skiff with a Serge power system. And then we have one module more, Nick. Sorry.
Okay.
We not only have Serge. We bought the heritage from Jürgen Heible, and now a German electronics guru. And now we have the living VCOs from Jürgen Heible, where he tried to mimic the special character of the old vintage Moog oscillators, especially the pulsing in the lower frequencies. We now have it as Eurorack module as well. I think that's it.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're
Yeah,
going to
welcome.
carry on our way, but lovely to talk to you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Good.
So, God, this is all very new. This system, this method of doing this. Actually, I must say it's kind of it's quite unique. You have to think on your feet. I think next time I'm going to bring an actual dedicated hardware control, so I don't have to keep flipping between programs because it's quite distracting. And as you see, I'm looking down a lot. I haven't got my teleprompt, so I'm not looking at the screen through the camera. But we had to travel very light on to the show. No carry on only. What's that, Gaz?
So I'm at the EOWave stand. This is the quadrantid swarm. And then we've got, what else have we got here? Just having a little look. These nice little outside little setups.
Yeah, great idea.
One. Yeah.
Cool. So, Gaz, I must admit, when we came in this morning, we saw you doing a breakfast gig. You were playing bass outside.
I got a gig. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's right. So that was something that Andreas wanted me to do, and it was performing with a musician called Charles. I'm afraid I don't know his surname, but it was quite funny because, it was literally it was literally a jam from, with no practice, so straight in at the deep end. And I think Charles's laptop was quite old. He was running Ableton Live and running all his instruments in Ableton Live, along with various little loops that he was triggering from a launchpad. But the thing is, he was a quite animated character, and he'd start playing loads of notes. And when he played so many notes, it would cause the kind of CPU to sort of skip a little bit. So I'm like trying to get onto the groove, and it's going. And these little kind of skips. So I was having to constantly reset my groove then. But it was a lot of fun. The point of that was really to be there in the intro. So everybody was walking through. People are shouting. Everybody who was arriving at the event had to pretty much walk past the din that we were making, and it was lovely actually. As I was playing, I was just seeing lots of people who were new and lots of exhibitors all walking past, waving. So yeah, that was a real thrill for me, and I've always wanted to play at Superbooth, so I've kind of done that, even though it was, a little bit random, but a lot of fun.
Yeah. Excellent. No, I'm glad it's another one of those moments. Well, I think we're sort of heading up to a kind of perhaps a natural break in transmission, because it feels like we've done nearly an hour. Can you believe it? How time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I mean, I'm just going around a very, very small part of this event. As I said earlier, I think it's 130 plus exhibitors have made it out here, which I think is terrific given all of the difficulties that everybody's had to face. So, and a huge shout out to Andreas and his team for putting on such a great event. And every time I bumped into Andreas, he's just been an absolute fountain of joy, shall we say.
It's interesting. He seems more relaxed somehow, even though maybe there's just less, because it's slightly lower paced. He's not quite so stretched, but it's lovely to see him kind of a bit more chilled.
Oh yeah, he's really happy. I did a live stream on my Gaz Williams channel on YouTube last week, where I got to interview Andreas at depth, talking about the upcoming show, but also a bit about the history of Superbooth. So if you are interested to know a little bit more, then I think that might be worth checking out. I mean, but he's definitely
absolutely.
he's one of the big characters in the music technology world, and I think his vision, and it's not just Andreas, his team are also very important. But he's the kind of he's the sort of central figure really who's kind of responsible for not just this event happening, but the spirit of this event. And he's a very generous soul, and I feel that generosity is something that is absolutely apparent here. And it's generosity of kindness and goodwill.
Amen to that. I would say that. And also, again, I want to say thanks to our team. We've got Rob here, he's the one who's doing all the editing. And then
Bless
Ed
him.
over there. Andy's still out in the field. And thanks to
hang
you,
on.
Gaz, for joining in and chipping in as well.
Well, actually, we should.
Oh,
we
there
should,
he is.
We should drop him. Andy actually he's got a pick of the show, and I think he wanted me to mention it, but I think I should drop him in it, and he should mention it himself, really, because I haven't seen it. So here we go.
Okay, I'll see what I can find.
That's just not fair. I was sat here quietly, kind of watching what he's up to,
Minding your own
and
business.
minding my own business with me hoodie, trying to be in disguise, and he's just hijacked me. Yeah, my pick of the show would be the motorized faders. I don't know if that video's up yet. I think it is, and that was something that you think, well, motorized faders in Eurorake, yeah, but when you actually feel them, he's put in haptic feedback. And you can quantize, you can play them as notes, you can have them as DJ faders, so they spring back to the middle. He's done some very, very clever things with the programming. And you can program with a text file and just drop it in on a micro SD card. And when you actually play with the thing, it's a genius concept, and it works so well. So yeah, that would be my pick of the show, apart from obviously the Osmos, which is just, it's going to be a legendary good instrument. It's just fantastic. Anyway, I'm not doing this kind of stuff. I'm going to pass you back to Gaz.
Cheers, Andy.
So
dropped a minute there.
I did. Well, what we'll do just before we sign off, though, is I'll just go over to the there's a live, well, a bit of live performance just sort of starting up. So we'll just catch a little bit of what's going on here now. These just going to come over and.
Oh, nice. It's very modular, isn't it?
Yeah, these the Polygogo module, which is a very interesting one. They've got 4 of them in a rack over there, and there's been some performances with them being used as drum synths, and that's a really quite fascinating sound. But yeah, let's see these.
Excellent. Well, okay, Gaz. Well,
yeah.
I can see the sun has come out, which is a positive omen. We probably, and you can see all the lights changed in this room as well. So I need to probably to stop myself there. But thank you so much for being game to try this out, and I think it's worked really well. So I think on that note, we'll say goodbye, and I want to say thank you to all our Patreons. If you want to support us, there's the details there. Oh, your image here. It hasn't quite worked. Patreon.com/Sonic State, and thank you to all of our Patrons for support. You get a little plug at the end of this video. But that's it for now. See you later, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Thank you. Ta-da.